Hi everybody, it is the 16th of June 2022 and DayZ update 1.18 dropped a few days ago, and one of the things I've done this time is a more hardcore version of my Chernarus XML files. What I wanted to do was create kind of almost like the opposite of what I have with the hunting, fishing, stealth files. This one is purely designed to make it a little bit more difficult to survive on Chernarus. Just simply by reducing the amount of food. So I've gone through, I think, every single food line in the types.xml and halved it, and that includes things like seeds as well. I've gone through all of the boxed ammunition and I've halved it. I think I've got all of those as well. However, what I've also done is I've gone through the zombie territories and I've halved the number of zombies that should spawn in as well. The reason why I've done that, because you might say, well, if it's hardcore, shouldn't there be more zombies, or at least the same? Well, I don't know about you, but I kind of think that there's too many infected in DayZ, and all too often you get into a situation where you make a bit of noise or you run through an area and all of a sudden you're stuck in that gameplay position of standing on top of a vehicle or on top of a kiosk looking down on 8 zombies, and you've got no chance of killing them because you haven't got the ammunition, you can't whack them on the head, so you've got to wait for them to get bored and wander off, or you've got to kind of log out and log in again. And I don't think that's a very fun gameplay loop to be in. It's okay if you've got lots of ammunition and you can kill them all, but in a hardcore server where you haven't got that ammunition, it's not quite as fun. So the idea is that the Chernarus will feel a little bit emptier as well when you go into towns and cities. You still find zombies wandering around, but not as many. Now, these are incredibly easy to install. All you need to do is go over to my GitHub repository. I'll put a link in the description below this video, and really there's 3 files. What you can do is you can hit the code button and download the zip, and then you can extract that zip. And the ones that do the work are the types.xml and the zombie territories.xml. So if you've got a vanilla DayZ server, whether that be on console, PC, sort of PlayStation or Xbox, just upload these over the existing types.xml. So that's in the DB folder, and the zombie territories XML, which I think is in the ENV folder. And as long as everything else is vanilla, just restart the server and these changes will start to take effect. Just bear in mind, obviously, that if the servers has already been running, a lot of things will have already spawned in, so you'll have to wait for their lifetime for them to disappear, for the lack of loot to really make a difference. One other thing as well, actually, I should have mentioned, is I've changed it so that every single thing, everything is counted. So normally what happens in DayZ now is, say you pick up a, so let's just go to the top, say let's pick, say, this ACOG optic up here. So there's 15 of them should spawn in. And normally what happens is they're only counted in the map. So if someone picks one up, another one will spawn in. But what I've done, I've changed it so that if the player's got one, it'll still count it. If it's in his cargo, so it's in his bag or something like that, it'll still count it. If it's in a hoarder, which means it'll be in storage somewhere, it'll be counted. So you will have this very hard limit on items in your server. If someone's got the 2 AK-101s, or they've both been taken, no more will spawn in on the server. So that'll be interesting to see. So it should mean that, especially if you've got a server with a few people on, things will get harder and harder to find as people quite naturally kind of hoard them. They find nails and they hang on to them, or they find water bottles or whatever food they do find and hang on to them. So that should be quite interesting. I have also included a messages.xml, which goes in the DB folder with the types.xml, and all that does is that just is an easy way of doing a server restart. So if you haven't got a custom messages.xml set up, it just restarts the server every 8 hours, I think, or 6 hours, something like that. And the readme.txt, that is just the kind of the warning about using it and kind of what it actually does. So there we go, DayZ 1.18 Chernarus, hardcore PvE, XML files, less food, less ammo, and also less zombies. If you use the files, tell me how you get on in the comment section below the video. If you've liked the video, hit the like button. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe, and I will of course see you again soon.